and welcome to another AARPG Silver Alert from PAX Unplugged. I just love, the reason I came up with that is just for that reaction.
Right.
So, yeah, so we're here with Brian,
Hey, everybody.
creator of Vast Grimm. And this is the second time we've talked.
Yes.
Well, the second time we talked on video.
Yep.
So, but first in-person interview at PAX Unplugged in Philly. This is great to see you in person.
It's fantastic to see you as well.
Yeah. So what's you've been a busy person, and this booth is like twice the size of what you had at Gen Con.
Yeah.
So this is fabulous. So what are you? What's the big news this week?
So the biggest news is like this week, this is the very first con where we have our 3 new books at Blood Altered, Space Cruisers, and Space Raiders. It's expansions for the Vast Grimm core rule set.
Yep.
We shipped it out to backers last month, and still a few stragglers that are going out to, but this is the first show we actually have those at. So that's the biggest news, which is fantastic because there's so much Vast Grimm stuff here at this table now. It's like, it looks like this is just a growing, thriving IP.
Yeah, it's great, and it's all built up off of that Mork third-party license.
Absolutely.
They just did the Quarks run.
I was over there to give away my prizes, and then I ran back to try and help people in case I needed to ring anybody up.
That's so awesome. That was crazy. Those people are loud. We have some footage from that. Tony will share that. But so one of these 3 supplements adding to the Vast Grimm story.
One of my favorite things is the Space Cruisers book. It has Starship Creation. It's very much like character creation because they're ship classes, so you can do it randomly just like you would a character in Mork or in Vast Grimm. We have Blood Altered, which are 4 interconnecting adventures set on K2116b, the planet where all the worms were first released.
Okay.
And then we have Space Raiders, which is space pirates, new classes, factions, and a hex crawl adventure set in the graveyard, a sea of empty derelict vessels.
That's a lot of fun. There's so really just building on what you already did, because the Vast Grimm book itself is actually pretty beefy.
Thank you.
There's a lot of great stuff in there. I don't know if you can see behind us, but there's some of the art. It looks badass. It looks good in the books.
Thank you.
But on the metal prints, it's really like if I was a teenager and I could design my own room, my own bedroom.
Yep.
That would be on every wall.
That was like 5 years ago, right?
Right, yeah. 5 years ago. Now, I do have like a little home office space. So I might go sneak something in. So,
awesome.
So we'll have to see about that. But there's a lot more going on this table, like you said. So you've got the Vast Grimm books. You've got the new supplements.
I've got character sheets, starship sheets, GM screen. I've got some other sculptures.
So I see cassettes.
There are cassettes. They're cassette adventures. So my friend who goes by Glitter in the Dark created space synth music.
Okay.
And the inner lining, one side's a map, and the other side's the adventure. We have 2 so far, but there's going to be 6 total because the theme for each one is one of the different worms you can get infected by.
Okay. Kids go into your dad's closet, dig out his old boombox or his dual cassette player, find those 2, the yellow and the red and white cable, and plug that into the stereo. If you can find a place to put it in, and play your cassettes. Whose idea was that?
I bought this really crappy van from 1995 that had a tape deck in it. And I was like, if I'm driving this down the road, I want my own soundtrack.
Yeah.
So I reached out to my friend Chris, who makes music. I was like, can you do some space synth music? And he just jumped on it and did an amazing job.
Now, how do people get the latest and greatest from you, the stuff that you're creating for Vast Grimm? How they get a hold of that stuff?
So you can go to vastgrimm.com for all of that.
Yeah.
Or for me personally, you can just go to briancolin.com. It's BrianColin.com.
Okay.
And on there, I also have a link to my Patreon, which I put out new content for both Vast Grimm and Morkborg every month.
Every month? Wow. Like what kind of things have you been put out recently?
So it depends on the tier, but it's a guaranteed 4 either monsters, NPCs, classes, a mix of that. And then also a location and a map to go with that. And at the higher tiers, that location has an adventure written around it.
Okay. Is there a tier where you can like take one of your friends and turn them into a monster?
Actually, yes. The highest tier, you pay for that, then you can have something created specifically for you for
I was joking. I had no idea. I was just looking at Tony here. So Brian, so great to have you again.
Always a pleasure.
And
Good to see you.
See like how much this has grown in such a short period of time.
Thank you.
Fabulous. I wish you continued success, and I hope the rest of PAX treats you well.
Thank you.
And see you next time.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.